A forest is not just trees. It is signals, chemicals, roots connected in darkness. It can glow at night, call for help, make sound like a human voice, and still look peaceful. Nature looks calm, beautiful, silent, alive. But beneath that surface, there is force, pressure building, gas rising, ice cracking, wind sharpening. A lake can suffocate a valley. A tree can burn your skin. A storm can erase direction. This is Nature is Scary, the planet that does not care. A forest looks still from a distance. A wall of green, a quiet canopy, a place that seems to wait. But nothing here is simply waiting. Leaves are measuring light. Roots are searching soil. Fungi are moving nutrients. Insects are reading chemical trails. The forest is not a background. It is a system. And systems send signals. They warn, they compete, they defend, they mislead. Some signals rise into the air. Some pass through roots. Some are carried by insects. Some are hidden in smell. To a human walking through it, the forest may feel peaceful. But peace is not the same as silence. Under the leaves, under the bark, and under the soil, the information is moving deep within. Beneath a forest floor, roots do not work alone. Many trees connect with fungi. The fungi reach into the soil with thread-like structures. The roots provide carbon. The fungi help gather water and minerals. This relationship is called mycorrhiza. It is not magic. It is exchange. In some forests, fungal links can connect plants into shared underground pathways. Resources can move. Chemical information can move. The soil becomes less like empty dirt and more like living infrastructure. But this network is not a peaceful internet of trees. That idea is too simple. It can help. It can compete. It can favor one plant and limit another. It can carry life and pressure. The forest floor is not only where things fall, it is where decisions begin. And above that buried network, the leaves are speaking in a different language. When leaves are chewed, the forest can change its chemistry. Plants release volatile compounds, tiny molecules that drift through the air. Some repel insects. Some attract predators of the insects. Some warn nearby leaves or neighboring plants that damage has started. To us, it may only smell like crushed green, but to another organism, that smell can be information. A signal of attack, a request for help, a chemical alarm. The forest does not need a voice to send a warning. It uses air, and when enough organisms read those signals, the forest becomes a battlefield without visible motion. No chase, no scream, only chemistry changing what happens next. Some plants do more than signal, they recruit. This is more than signaling, it is a call to arms. In tropical systems, certain trees and shrubs live with insect defenders. Ants patrol stems, moving through the green architecture of their home. They guard leaves, standing sentinel against anything that tries to feed. They attack anything that tries to feed. The plant provides shelter or food. It is a calculated exchange. The insects provide protection in return for this nourishment. It looks peaceful from above. But on the surface of a leaf, there is security. A caterpillar becomes a target. A browsing animal becomes a threat. A careless hand can become part of the system. This is not emotion. It is not anger. It is mutual survival. The forest protects itself by outsourcing violence to smaller bodies, tiny jaws, tiny stings, tiny patrols moving through green architecture. And when daylight fades, another part of the forest begins to reveal itself, not with movement, with light. At night, some forests show a different signal. Not fire, not electricity, biology. Foxfire is the glow produced by certain fungi growing through decaying wood. In damp darkness, rotting logs can emit a faint greenish light. It is beautiful, but it is also a reminder. The forest does not stop working after sunset. Dead wood is being dismantled. Fungi are feeding. Nutrients are moving back into the system. What looks like a ghost light is decomposition made visible, a signal from the part of the forest that breaks matter down. The hidden labor beneath the beauty, and not every invisible process in a forest announces itself with light. Some arrive through the air and change how a place feels before you understand why. A forest can change the air around you. Humidity rises, natural moisture on dark foliage, spores move, microscopic reproductive units, pollen drifts, atmospheric forest particles, plant oils and volatile compounds mix with heat, shade, and decay. Most of the time, this is ordinary ecology. The smell of leaves, intricate wet organic textures, the smell of soil, natural earthy notes, the smell of rain on bark, but in the wrong place or for the wrong body. That air can become disorienting, heavy environmental distortion, irritation, dizziness, nausea, confusion. A physical response to the atmosphere, a sense that the forest is changing shape, the shift of perspective. The danger is easy to misunderstand. The place still looks alive, green, wet, abundant. But abundance does not always mean safety. Some forests hide chemical stress in the atmosphere itself. And sometimes the misleading signal is not smell. It is sound. A forest does not need to be silent to mislead you. Some sounds are exactly what they seem. Wind, branches, insects, water moving through leaves. Others are harder to place. The superb lyrebird can mimic sounds from its environment with disturbing precision. Other birds, mechanical noises, human-made sounds, sometimes even tones that feel out of place in deep forest. The sound is real, but your interpretation can be wrong. Then there is the stranger layer. Plants under stress can emit ultrasonic sounds beyond normal human hearing. Drought, damage, internal strain. To us, the forest may seem quiet. To instruments, it may be full of distress. The forest does not scream the way we do, but stress can still become sound. And when that stress spreads through whole landscapes, trees can begin to fail while they are still standing. Forests can look alive while they are already failing. Leaves remain on branches. The forest stays still. Trunks still stand, rooted deep in the earth. The canopy still casts shade. But inside the tree, the process is hidden. The system can be breaking down. During drought, a tree may close tiny openings in its leaves to save water. That protects it for a while, but it also limits the carbon it can take in. If water transport fails, then internal pressure drops. The tree can lose its internal plumbing. If carbon runs low, the tree begins to starve. It can starve while rooted in place. The ground is dry and parched. This is why a forest can collapse in stages. First stress, as the cells begin to dry. Then weakness, as the branches lose their strength. Then insects, invading the vulnerable wood. Then fire risk, as the forest turns to tinder. Then death spreading through a landscape that once looked green. The frightening part is not that trees die. It is that the signs can arrive late. A forest may already be losing the battle, while it still looks like shelter. A forest can be beautiful because it is alive. But alive does not mean gentle. The roots connect. The fungi feed. The leaves warn. The insects defend. The dead wood glows. The air carries chemistry. The soundscape can mislead. The trees can fail silently. None of this makes the forest evil. It makes it active for everyone. Every calm trail is moving through a system of hunger, stress, defense, decay, signal. The danger is not always a predator, not always a cliff, not always a storm. Sometimes the danger is the assumption that peace means safety. A forest can watch without eyes, signal without words, mislead without intention, and still look peaceful today. Because nature does not need to look dangerous to be dangerous. Some islands evolve far from the rest of the world. Isolation changes predators, changes venom, changes survival itself, and separation creates ecosystems that follow different rules. What we have seen is not nature turning evil, it is nature operating normally. Gas rises, water moves, storms form, and when the conditions align, life gets caught in the system. Because the planet does not choose victims, it only follows physics.